Really hope the audio is as good as I remember it to be, because it has honestly it's been a while. Hi guys, it's been a really long time since I made a YouTube video, so I'm really excited to be making this one. If you know me from back in the day, hello darling. Hi, I hope you've been well. I hope you've been saving. I hope you've been investing. If you don't know who I am, my name is THANDO. I love talking about money, saving, investing, all of that good stuff, but I haven't been making videos for a while now, but I'm coming back to it now, and I thought it would be good to give you guys a little bit of a life update before we jump into the regular stuff that I used to do. So today I just want to share the biggest piece of news I would say is I have moved to the Netherlands. I live in Holland. I live in the land of bicycles now. I am not complaining. Absolutely love it. I even have a bicycle myself. But I want to talk about the reason why I moved to the Netherlands as well as how I actually made it happen. I won't go into too much detail in terms of how that entire process was. But if anyone is interested or has questions, I am more than happy to make like follow-up videos about it. Pulling this off was not easy. It is probably one of the hardest things I've ever done in my life. So a moment to take a round of applause for me. Thank you. Yes, I am amazing. I am amazing. I know. I'll be signing autographs right after this. So let's talk about why I put myself through the pain and the heartache of trying to move to Europe. If you know me, you probably know that I'm Zimbabwean, but some people think I'm South African because I lived in South Africa for 7 years, which is a really long time. But I'm actually originally from Zimbabwe. And unfortunately, as beautiful and amazing as of a country my country is, and it really is, I can't feasibly make a living in my country. The economy isn't doing that well, so it's very, very common in my country for people my age or younger to actually try and move outside of the country for economic benefits, like being able to find a job, being able to get a life in general, because you can't have the same things in my country. So that was really like the most basic motivation for me to really push through and try to make my dream of living abroad happen. And by the way, like living in South Africa was definitely part of the entire plan, to be honest. Like living in South Africa was part of me living abroad and trying to establish myself outside of my country. So that is the biggest reason, and I think that's like a really easy one to understand, especially if you know Zimbabwe, the situation in Zimbabwe, or if you have Zimbabwean friends, or maybe you're Zimbabwean yourself. So I don't think I need to explain that any further. It has always been part of the plan for me to move somewhere in Europe. I definitely had never thought about the Netherlands specifically, but I definitely knew I wanted to move maybe to the UK or Germany. Germany mostly because most of like the job opportunities for my career were in Germany because it's a bigger economy, it's a bigger country. But the Netherlands is much smaller, so I didn't really know, or didn't really have as much hope of getting a job here as compared to getting a job in Germany, for example. So those are the two reasons why I moved to the Netherlands. And then the second thing I want to talk about is how I actually got to move here. So of course I am 100% Zimbabwean. I am Kalanga, half Ndebele as well. So I am like fully Zimbabwean. I am not related to anyone living in Europe. I don't have any family members that I know of or anything like that. So I wasn't able to take advantage of probably the most easy thing or easiest path to immigration, which would be being related to someone in that country and coming through like the family kind of streamline. I didn't have that option. So my only option was to actually find a job, which is exactly what I did. Did it take a while to get that job? It definitely it took a long time. It took me literally almost a year. I think it took me like 9 months to get the job, and then like a couple months to like go through the visa process and everything, and then be able to move. So it took like a year to get the job and actually be able to relocate and actually start the job. So that was not fun. I don't even know how many jobs I applied for, but that's a story for another day. And the other second thing that really helped with getting the job and everything is the skills that I have here are in demand. So they have like highly skilled immigrant visa, where if you are a software developer or if you're doing research, if you're an architect, those type of things. And funny enough, being an agile coach, which is what I am, is also on the list of highly skilled workers. So it is very common for companies to hire people from abroad to fill those roles because they don't have enough people in the country to actually meet that demand. So that definitely helped with finding the job. It definitely didn't make it easier. Like I didn't get the job within a month or 2 months or whatever. But I got the job eventually because they are looking for people. It just took a lot of hard work and patience. But I really, obviously, as someone who talks about personal finance and is really passionate about personal finance, I really want to highlight that the other really big reason why I was able to do that was because I had an emergency fund and I had really, really stable and pretty firm finances, pretty stable, firm finances, because the initial cost of moving here is quite a lot because there's like flights, accommodation and stuff like that. And of course, like your employer will cover some of that. Like most companies will reimburse you for those costs and stuff like that. My company did the same, but they definitely didn't cover every single thing that I ended up having to pay for. So being able to fork out money to pay for like an Airbnb or a house deposit or all the furniture in this house that I actually had to buy myself because I moved into an unfurnished place when I moved here, all came from like savings. So having savings is honestly crucial when you're moving abroad. I cannot emphasize that enough. And it is one of the things I think you basically need to have to do like that transition. You can absolutely do it with no money and just like rely on the company, but I definitely would not like recommend that path. It's a lot more risky. So that's a little tidbit from me in terms of like the financial side of moving here. But I was really excited to share this news with you guys because I've definitely been working towards this goal for a long time. It changes a lot in terms of my personal finances. How do I invest now that I live in Europe? Should I be investing here? Where will I retire with my early retirement plan and all of that? And I am both nervous and really excited to see what the future holds with my finances. It's definitely got a little bit more complicated, but we're definitely on the path of financial independence and it is so amazing. But yeah, guys, that is a little bit of a short life update from me. I hope that you guys will watch my videos after this about personal finance. I'm super excited to share all the stuff that I've learned over the last couple of years that I haven't been making videos because a lot has happened. I lost a job. I was unemployed for a year. There's been a lot. There's been a lot. There's been a lot of like negatives. There's also been a lot of positives. Like I became a millionaire in terms of like rands, which was also like an incredible milestone to like reach. And hopefully I can share that with you guys, a little more detail about that with you guys soon. Hopefully I'll see you on my next one. Bye. Doing a lot of like hand gestures. It's like the entire video. It's like, who are we fighting?